Welcome back to the deep dive. So if you've ever tried to push a video signal to its absolute limit, I'm talking 4K, 60 frames, full 4.4.4 color, you know the pain.
Oh, yeah.
You run right into a wall where the signal just dies, the image flashes, it stutters, or you just get nothing at all because your cable is a few feet too long.
It's the iron law of physics, really.
Exactly. So our mission today is to look at the hardware that fixes this, specifically for professional installers. We're talking about the PureLink HE101-U HDMI 2.0 signal equalizer.
Right.
We're going to figure out how this little box is basically the essential shortcut for long-distance 4K. Okay, so let's get into it.
Well, the fascinating thing is that this isn't really an optional accessory anymore. When you're using standard copper cables for these high bandwidth signals, something like this becomes required infrastructure.
It's a must-have.
It is. The HE101-U is designed specifically to, extend and amplify those really demanding HDMI 2.0 signals.
And it's not just a dumb booster, right?
No, not at all. That's the key. It's not passive boosting. It's active regeneration. You can think of it as a quality control checkpoint for the data.
Okay.
As that data stream starts to degrade, the equalizer analyzes that specific signal loss and applies, very precise correction. It's proprietary tech, but the result is simple. A perfect image.
And it has to be perfect because the amount of data we're pushing is just enormous. We have to preserve that entire 18 gigabits per second pipeline for true 4K 60 4.4.4.
Exactly. And that data rate, that horsepower, comes with a cost distance.
Yeah.
This is where you see the trade-offs in any real-world installation.
Right. So what are we talking about here in terms of actual numbers?
So for that absolute top-quality 4K 60 4.4.4, this equalizer gets you up to about 33 feet. 10 meters.
10 meters. Okay, that's a pretty decent run.
It is. But look, if you can live with slightly less color information, say 4K 60 or 4.2.0.
Which is still great for a lot of content.
Absolutely. Then your range instantly doubles. You're up to 66 feet or 20 meters.
Wow.
Oh, and if you're just pushing, say, a legacy 1080p signal, you can stretch that all the way out to 132 feet. That's 40 meters.
That's incredible. And that means you can place this device right in the middle of a run, doesn't it? Like a 5-meter cable going in and another 5-meter cable coming out.
That's precisely how it's designed to be used. It's a regenerator bridge. It just cleans up the signal and sends it on its way.
So moving on to just fitting it into a system, it also has to play nice with all the content protection, right?
That is non-negotiable. It has to be HDCP 2.2 compliant. If it isn't, you plug it in.
Yeah.
Nothing. The screen just stays black, no matter how good the signal is.
Okay, but hold on a second. I'm thinking about the practical side. If I'm running a 50-foot cable through a ceiling and I need this thing in the middle, how do I get power to it? That sounds like a total installation nightmare.
And that raises the killer feature, really. This is where the engineering is just so smart. The HE101-U is designed to draw all the power it needs directly from the HDMI source.
No way.
Yep. No extra power brick, no finding an outlet in the ceiling.
That's a huge deal.
It is. Now, they did include a micro USB input for power, just as a backup in case you have a really weak source device.
Yeah.
And for government or military installs, it's also TAA compliant.
So what this really means for you, the person setting this up, is that this is the tool that lets you just ignore the normal limits of copper cable. This is how you guarantee that 4K 60 4.4.4 signal stays perfect.
Right. It lets you deliver on the specs you promised, even when the physics get in the way.
So to wrap this up, what's the final thought we should leave everyone with?
Well, the final thought I'd leave you with is this. If this little box can push a 1080p signal 132 feet over standard copper today, what happens next?
You mean with 8K and beyond?
Exactly.
Yeah.
When 8K becomes common, when we're talking about higher frame rates, how much more advanced will this equalization tech need to be? Or are we just looking at the point where copper can't keep up at all and everything has to be fiber optic? That's the next big question to think about.